Yeah, I want to put this out here because, I don't know, maybe I think a little bit different from the rest of the people. But I know, like, there was interviewers that did this interviews with Donald Marshall, the guy that was talked about the cloning and the lizard guys under the ground and stuff. Now, you know, to tell you the truth, I almost think this guy's honest, even though it sounds really out there. But I don't know. But, you know, the kind of off-ball questions I would ask him, and actually these are two questions I would ask him right off the bat, is, first off, they're cloning people, especially the Hollywood starlets. They're, like, really hot and stuff like that, and using them for this and that. But, as you know, a lot of these Hollywood starlets have had plastic surgery enhancements and things like that, and you know all that stuff is not made out of cellular molecules, whatever the hell it is. So, if they clone one of these and she's a, you know, buxom Hollywood starlet and she comes out a flat-chested clone, do they have a plastic surgeon on hand to do the enhancements and all the other type of stuff in the hair and all other junk? Do they? That would be a question I have because, you know, think about that. But, you know, actually, you know, I was looking at some of that stuff and, you know, not, well, I guess it wasn't, well, I guess they're throwing it in there from the aspect of cloning, but they talked about Vladimir Putin, right, and that he had plastic surgery, right, and because, you know, the joke in Russia, one of the jokes in Russia was, who says there isn't new faces in politics? And actually this was on the major media and stuff. They even talked about George Bush, did he have a nose job? And I know they're putting out stuff sometimes, you know, hey, it's the cloning. I don't know. But hey, if they clone these you know, hot Hollywood starlets with all their plastic and surgery enhancements, I am sure if they're regrowing the DNA from the original person, the plastic enhancements are not growing too. So they must have a plastic surgeon on hand? Is that how that works? I don't know. I don't know. But, like I said, I don't think like a normal person, so I ask oddball questions. Anyway, the other thing is, now, this would be a horror show for people that do the double Irish. With double Irish is like, you know, with the illegal tax manipulation thing, you know. But, you know, if you know, since you know the government's broke and all us people here on the bottom don't have any money, it's the guys on the top. But, you know, they never really have to pay all that many taxes because it's all legal the way they do things. But, say you cloned the IRS agents that were the smart ones, and you had you know, that'd be a nice horror movie for Warren Buffett. You know, the night of the cloned IRS agents coming at them, right? And what would happen then? The government would have plenty of money, right? Right? The roads would be working, and dams would be running. We'd have solar power, windmills, or whatever, you know? The government would have plenty of money. The night of the cloned IRS agents. How come they don't clone IRS agents? Now, I guess that's a question you couldn't answer, but, you know, if I was into cloning, I'd be cloning those guys, and I'd be cloning the best ones, and I'd be going after the ones that are doing, like, the double Irish, the Cypress deal, the BVI, and all that kind of garbage. You know, the guys on the top, all the big bucks, because it ain't worth the time to go after, you know. You know what a bucks is? Actually, it's the one basis point that's actually making all the money, and they're paying the least amount of taxes, you know. Now, I'm not a Democrat, well, I'm not a Republican either, but I don't lean towards this, you know, socialism type stuff, and I think, you know, hard work should be rewarded with money. But, you know, it's like, it's like, how, you know, it's like the people on the top that are making all the money really are avoiding a lot of stuff legally. So we need to clone some IRS agents for those guys specifically. That would fix it. And, actually, you know, there was some word out there that Hillary Clinton was cloned. And, you know, that could make a lot of sense when I start thinking about it. Because, you know, she used to be a Barry Goldwater girl and a staunch conservative Republican. And what happened? She, like, went the other way. So I think what happened here was as the copies of clones were being made of Hillary Clinton, she changed her political views and it wasn't working. She needs a reset. Anyway, you know, actually, that lady would be alright, I guess, if she was a Republican. I hate to say it, man. But anyway, I don't know. You know, sometimes I wonder. Maybe she's actually, maybe some of the stories are true, and she's scared. If she's scared, actually, I feel bad for her. I do. I do. Really. Even if she's not the best person in the world. I feel bad for anybody if this situation is actually true. Whether they're like somebody that I didn't really like too much or whatever, maybe per se, but I would feel bad for them because I'm not a lizard person. I have empathy. But I fight like a lizard. Only I'm smarter. So just remember that. Anyway, just want to put this out here because a little more angles on things with some of the stuff with the conspiracies. You know, I know, like, I'm going to add this on here because there's a lot of freaking stuff on YouTube, and I kind of skip through some of these things. Once they start talking about shapeshifters, I'm like, bullshit. But I'm going to tell you one thing, you know, I'm not even totally against this cloning shit, to tell you the truth, all the way. Because it depends on how it's used. But, you know, I'm going to tell you this. The reason I can almost buy into a little more of this cloning stuff is because I do understand about the applying of voltage to body cells. It's like, I think it's negative 50 millivolts where a cell is actually regenerated. And having all the right nutrition and hormones and stuff on hand just regenerates stuff. And somehow the body has this memory and it just regenerates. It's actually been the work of Dr. Otto Becker with the limbs on rats, which are not supposed to generate. It knew how to regenerate not just a blob of massive tissue. It actually regenerated the bone, the muscle, the blood vessels, the skin, the fur, then into the knee joint and everything. It knew how to do that, man. And it ain't supposed to know how to do that on a rat. And he was defunded. But, you know, who the hell knows? I mean, I guess a lot of that stuff could have usefulness, too. I don't know if it's really... I don't even know if it's screwed up. I'll tell you one thing. The one part of the Donald Marshall story that I don't like is the shit about... they talk about the lizards or something, or the dinosaurs that are intelligent and stuff like that. You know, I'd have to agree that that's creepy. Man, you know, I don't know if, you know, how the hell do you verify that shit? Nobody ever freaking saw one, right? So, there you go, you know. But it sure is in legend going all the way back throughout the ages in a lot of different cultures. If you examine a lot of different weird shit that's actually been said, if you think it's all total superstition or if there isn't some basis to it, who the hell knows? I don't know. You know, it's really screwed up about this deal with Donald Marshall. As crazy as the stuff he says, I'm almost picking up on the guys that he's legit. If he's actually not legit, I'm going to tell you this. I think he believes what he's saying. Well, who the hell knows? Anyway, just want to put this out there for food for thought because... actually, to tell you the truth, man, the thing that creeps me out more than clones is freaking the other shit he was talking about. That's creepy. Anyway, over and out, but I figured I'd point my own thing out there because if they're going to be doing clones, they got to be doing the best IRS agents and go after those guys with the freaking double Irish and BVI and all that other shit because the government's broke. The government's broke. They ain't got no money. And, you know, they can't get it from the people anymore. The people ain't got no money. It's the guys on the top that are doing this shit. And it's like they got unlimited freaking appetite. You know, how much is enough? I don't know. The planet, the solar system, whatever, man. They're ridiculous. And they don't share. They're bad news. So, you know, if they're going to do some clones, they ought to do some clones of the best IRS agents out there. I'm not a fan of the IRS in general, but if they're going to slam some people... They need to slam these guys on the top that have been freaking playing the games. And I'm familiar with some of these games, man. I mean, you know, it's Cyprus, you know, how you register different things. You know, you could be operating in Switzerland, you register in Cyprus, you register in Belarus. You know, you're in BVI, you're set up in BVI. This shit is a pile of crap, man. People don't know about it, you know, how to do it. Well, it's not worth it for them to do it because it costs money to register and set up all this garbage and do all these different things. It's not worth it for the average person. You know, I guess if you're into the real racket or something like that, you want to be like the 501(c), you know, charitable organization plus agricultural at the same time. And then if you're like a little person, or middle class person, you'll get away with everything the big guys do, just like, you know, a pastor that's a farmer, you know, except you got other operations going on. Everything's charity, right? Anyway, over and out. Just want to throw my ideas out there because, you know, if they're cloning these Hollywood starlets and they got, like, they're really buxom with plastic surgery, if they're gonna make a real clone, they're gonna have a flat chested one, and you know that ain't gonna work. So they have to have plastic surgeons on hand or something. I mean, I really didn't know how they do this stuff, because that doesn't make sense, to tell you the truth. You know what I mean?